flip this bread. That's just pretty much the same thing as doing the stock market. Sure. You know, you buy low and you sell high. It's the same, but one's illegal, one's not.
Right, and they create pitfalls to keep you out of being able to do legit stuff too.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Speaking of all that, did y'all see Master P? Have y'all been watching that No Limit Chronicle documentary?
Listen,
Man, I haven't watched
just say that I
crazy.
watched the first episode. I haven't got a chance to watch
Where
the rest
is it? Is it on YouTube or what?
No, it was on I recorded off TV.
It is on YouTube too.
All right, I haven't watched Master P since he had the Golden Ceiling crib, so I don't know.
So they have a No Limit Chronicle documentary of how Master P started No Limit, and then they also have one of Rough Riders and how Rough Riders got started, which I am such a dweeb because I love these type of documentaries to see how these things get started. You know, how one step led to the next. You know, but Master P, he really had like a business mindset, and he's a mogul for real. Like if you don't have respect for him, you gain so much more respect for him when you watch it.
Just grunting on the mic, making millions of dollars.
But it's way more than that.
He put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. He really did. He really
I'm gonna check it out.
It was kind of empowering, and he said that like he got a lot of that from his grandparents and his dad, like because his dad lived with his mom and dad, and then he lived there because of the house situation that they had, you know, whatever. And he just said that his parents and his grandparents just grinded, and he's like, I just watched them day in and day out, get up, go to work, do this, do that. And it's like, but honestly, I could say like that poor man's mentality, a lot of people don't know how to break that. Like you
gotta first know that it even exists. Like I remember when actually it was my old stepmom. She made mention of that to me when I was in my early 20s. And she actually said, you have a poor man's mentality. And I was like, I was really offended. I didn't even know what that meant. But until it was brought to me, I start paying a lot of attention to people who think like this and think like that. And what do they do when they want to be successful? And what are they, you know?
Yo.
Sometimes it's not even something that you acknowledge or know about.
No, rich people use debt to make money. You know that? Like they use debt. Like what they'll do is they'll acquire a property and then they'll take out a home equity loan on that property, which is debt, but they'll use a home equity loan to buy another property that they rent to make profit. Like they use debt to make money. And that's what has to happen. But then again,
people don't understand when people that saying is real. Scared money don't make no money. So if you're not willing to go completely broke to make it work for you, you're holding on to useless money in their eyes.
You got to understand. We're gonna talk about the Gunz and the Butta though. Like from Baby Boy, like what are the Gunz and what are the Butta? You got to be willing to go broke for the Gunz and not broke on the Butta.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. People go broke for the wrong things. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you're buying clothes there's not going to be any residual coming back on that. None, zero.
Jewelry.
So, right. So your Jordans, your $600 pair of Jordans is not going to give you any residual. But if you I was reading that one thing, and this mom had said for 2 years straight, she saved her income tax that she got, and she bought her first property. And I was like, it was a duplex. And she said that just came off of she's like, most people take their income tax check. What do? They go and blow it, get tattoos, shoes, clothes, a new car that's going to last for 2 weeks. Like,
just YOLO it away.
Right. And it's thousands of dollars. She said literally she saved 2 income taxes. She did not touch them. She said she took that money and put it down on her first rental property. And to this day, she has 6 rental properties. And she said she does not have to work anymore. It's residual money coming in for her family, and she could be at home with her children. That was her main goal, is to be at home with her children. And I was like, that's the mentality. Like, she took what, I'm pretty sure she's a single mom that got kids, and that money could have been used. Those 2 income taxes could have been used on some new furniture, new shoes for the kids, new stuff that they need, but they don't need it.
That's the hard part about that. Like, cause making that kind of investment is hard. Like you said, those kids need shoes. Your shoes is running over. You could fix this problem right now. Satan is right there telling you to fix the problem.
Right now. Girl, just go buy it.
But you know what, though? If you look at the richest people, man, they don't dress super fancy.
Right.
And they don't do a lot of hard stunting. And you said they ain't stunting real hard. They dress real simple, man. Like, look at Adam Sandler. He invests his money right. He walk around with regular T-shirts and like khaki shorts and like flip flops and shit. He don't do they don't do all that, man.
I heard somebody say they had some money, and one of them said, like, I know I'll be rich when I can get myself back down to a flip phone, and in that flip phone is only 3 numbers. He said, my wife, my lawyer, and my accountant. And he was saying, because like when you get to that point where you don't have to be connected all the time, then you know that all the systems that you set up for yourself are working. And you know what I mean? The reason
that's real powerful.
Smartphones is like we need these smartphones to stay connected to all the things we got working. But once all your systems are working, you can break it down to a flip phone and be totally isolated from the world.
That's real well.
Are not on social media. They're not. They don't do it.
They don't have time. They don't care to do it. They don't have to. They don't have time.
They don't have to. Mm-hmm. In fact,
that's
more dangerous, more
real
vulnerable.
Wealth that Lowe's talking about.
Right. They go off to remote islands where there's no reception.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all think Queen Elizabeth has a phone? You think she got a smartphone?
Probably not.
Exactly.
I want to look that up though, man. Queen Elizabeth.
Y'all watch Black Mirror?
Some other shit. Yeah, I watched some of it.
I don't watch it. I didn't like it.
It's so weird. There was I'm surprised you don't like it because it's like mad conspiracy shit.
Right.
But
yeah, for real.
There's an episode where this guy, he's a social media guru. He's kind of like the what they call it. What's that guy that made Facebook? I forget his name.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he's Mark Zuckerberg of this universe of this universe. So basically, he's got all these people going crazy over his technology that he created. Meanwhile, he's on a secluded island and he's telling his assistants, like, don't disturb me. To the capacity that they have to bring him like a cell phone on like a platter for him to even, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even want to be bothered with a cell phone at all. Meanwhile, he's got the whole world connected, you know what I mean, through this social media app.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
dance, puppets, dance.
Right.
Man. All right, so part of this was we talked about most of the thing we're gonna bring up tonight. The whole Gunz and Butta thing. What y'all feel the Gunz and Butta are for?
I forgot to watch the clip, Brandon. I'm trash, so break it down for me.
It's okay. All right, so the Gunz and Butta phrase was one of the big messages of the movie Baby Boy. Mm-hmm. And Vin Rames talks to them about the Gunz and the Butta, and he says, the butter are, when you buy. Well, first talk about the guns. He said, what are the guns? You like about Gunz and Butta? What are the guns? The guns are things like real estate, stocks and bonds, artwork, shit that appreciates value. Right,
All the
right.
stuff
And
that
then
Jay
he's like,
Z raps about nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's like, and what is the butter? But the niggas with butter, they buy the cars, the clothes, you know, jewelry, the shit that don't mean shit after you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the mentality comes in.
Got it.
And,
How's the quote in?
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
the quote is for
Young dumb motherfucker.
right. The quote is what life's about, guns and butter, baby. Dumb motherfucker. He like walks out the room, and I was like,
I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get off of here.
you know what? You should watch the whole movie because part of the thing is Jody already is beginning to understand switching from Butta to Gunz. Like it's kind of what the
because
movie
he had a monologue,
about.
Is it a monologue when they have like that speech during the movie when he talks about buyers and sellers? He makes a really good point.
Exactly. That's what. So, like to me, you know, the message of the movie is about that change, going from a boy to a man, going from Butta to Gunz. It's just that Ben Rames packages it for the audience as to what the breakdown is for this movie. But like you know, Tyrese is already. Yeah, Jody is already on that tip of okay. He's realizing the importance of ownership and entrepreneurship and making money for this. And he's even trying to teach Omar Gooding, listen, this is how this has to work.
Which was a good metaphor too.
Yeah.
Because that metaphor basically says not everybody could go. Like everybody's not mentally ready to go with you.
They're right. And all he had to do was sell one dress.
Right.
All right, I gotta watch it again because I hate that movie. I really don't like that. I don't know.
You gotta watch it. You got it. Definitely got messages in
about
there.
that movie.
And the soundtrack's not bad either.
Boy.
I have the soundtrack.
Never cared about that movie. Like I was like, why does everybody care? I'm sorry. I'll watch it again as an adult. Maybe it'll hit different. Just like Moesha hit different. I used to love that. Now
it's going to hit different.
Yeah, stuff hit different when you grown. Like I said, that Moesha, I used to love it back then. Now I think she's a butthole. So maybe I hated baby boy.
Yeah,
maybe I'll
Moesha's a toxic friend. Moesha's a toxic friend.
She's a jerk.
The word, yeah, the very word.
Moesha's a toxic friend. But like, Baby Boy starts off talking about the mentality. Like we have this child mentality. We call our friends our boys. When we're at the house, we call it the crib. Like, we have this boy-child mentality.
What do you call his woman?
As adults. Mama. Yeah, your woman is mom. You know what I mean? That's right. Like, that, see? And the whole thing is about him transitioning out of that and becoming a man. I mean, the opening scene is Tyrese in a womb.
Cutting the umbilical cord from.
Yeah, I hate that movie. All I remember is Jody.
You gotta get it's all metaphors. Like John Singletary made a masterpiece with that for real. Like Singleton. He made like a lot of metaphors that's super deep in that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe I was too young and I did not go into watching it with the mindset that I would get anything from this. So I'm gonna rewatch it.
Cause it's just showing how a boy from the hood is growing up into a man. And how those same things that you wanted as a boy is not what you want as and need as a man.
And hold up, Sherelle, you love the Bible and all that stuff. What's about, putting down, when you became a man, you put down childish things? What's that one? I know you go ahead and quote it. I know you know it.
Look, Brandon, just because I'm a Christian don't mean I'm a Bible scholar. But that is the scripture, when you become a man, you put down when you're a child, you put down things.
So, therefore, this is a very Christian movie. You should watch it again.
Oh no! Now you took it too far.
No, black people love churchy stuff. No, he's putting down childish things.
As a child, I spoke as a child.
And he did. Jody's making bicycles and model cars, like child stuff you don't do as a kid. And then
this is gonna be like being at work watching this again. Like, and it used to come on. It used to come on TV all the time, and I used to be like, bruh.
No, watch it again. But my favorite quote is Ben Rames, like, "You want some eggs?" Fucked up. See, like they laughing. It's a fucked up scene. It's a fucked up scene. Y'all know it is.
I got all the worst out of that movie.
Because, so maybe would you eat the eggs? Would you eat the eggs?
No, see, right. That's a. He just got finished banging the fuck out of his mom.
Exactly.
Cooking eggs,
and he's butt ass naked.
I don't know if he washed his dick. Don't know if he washed his hands. Nigga just make
You don't know. He just cream pied your mom. He's butt naked in the kitchen.
So, Brandon, you didn't answer my question. Would you eat the eggs? Would you eat
Would I eat Vin Rames' naked eggs? No. I cook my own egg. No,
that part was super dynamic because it's like he was not as offended as he was. That was his mama's house. He couldn't say shit.
He couldn't say that. Right. Her boyfriend's there, like dick in the frying pan making eggs. But what you gonna say?
Can't say nothing.
Can't say shit. Get your own plate. If you don't want
my favorite part is when he takes him down. Talk about what you gonna do. Scream for your mom.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He said, "You a man, Jody."
You could write a dissertation about that movie, yeah, for sure.
It's just there's a lot because I just like how this mentality of this young man that thinks he's a man and he's not, and how he starts realizing the things that he's doing is just interrupting. And
like when his first baby mama first like really check his whole ego, and she's like, yo, when I want to get with a little boy, I might call you type vibes. I was like, sheesh.
Yo, for real.
Exactly. So it's like to see him go from, that to it's like, you ain't no man. Jody, you ain't no man.
Right.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And then, of course, my other favorite quote is "unstable creatures." Omar Gooding is like,
that placenta, I'd be like, I'm turning from this.
But that's the whole vision.
I get that. I get that much. I'm not like slow or nothing. I get that, but it's just I'm over that dango movie. But like I said,
all right, let's try it again.
With
a different mindset.
Yeah.
And all right. The soundtrack's not bad. The soundtrack's pretty good. Bootsy Collins, Basic Mafia. Soundtrack's pretty good. Yeah, the unstable creatures. I ain't gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creatures.
I deal without Snoop Dogg's character. He was stupid as fuck.
Well, Snoop Dogg played himself. What you don't say? Like,
I'm talking about Rodney, just like the whole vibe of Rodney. He was just.
Well, of course, Rodney. Like Snoop Dogg's like pissed off face just looks creepy as fuck. But I don't say, like he just angry as fuck that entire movie. he just is like I don't know.
So,
but yeah,
we got any final thoughts on wealth, power, poor, anything?
It's all
your thoughts on being poor.
The mind.
It is a mentality, but I think a lot of times people don't know what they don't know. They don't know the steps it takes. They feel things are so far away that there's like a million steps to get there, and it really isn't necessarily that complicated. And I think people need to really take a look at just some of the small stuff that can be done to really improve the situation.
And it's only small stuff, man. I heard a quote once say that, the ocean might seem devastating, but it's just drops of water. You know what I mean? It's just like just contributing your part. Like, You just got to keep dropping before you know it, you'll be that body of water that you want to be. Yeah, I mean, like.
Right, that's why I love that story Alicia talked about. She saved 2 income taxes, 2 years. 2 income taxes. She bought a rental property that snowballed into 6 rental properties, and now she ain't got to work no more. Just 2 years of money that wasn't even like part of anything. Like that was like extra shit.
Almost free money.
Right.
She had to work for it.
Right, but it was, you know, she took it and she invested into something.
Right.
I don't know. I commend her on that because not a lot of people have that mentality to think that, you know, this residual is going to come back, and people don't have the vision or see, you know, something that's not physically there yet, and how it takes time to develop.
So I need everybody to watch Baby Boy this week and understand the difference between Gunz and Butta and go for the gun.
I'm gonna check it out. I don't know if I'll do it this week. I think that there's, like you said, it's in the mind, but it's in the spirit too. You could be physically broke but spiritually rich, and I think being spiritually rich will aid in, you know, you having that mindset of like you said, Los, that quote you gave us, you know, kind of it's just drops of water, you know. You already have that ocean already.
Right. And now you just gotta pour it in the world. Yeah.
So you're waiting for it to manifest itself. Chronos versus Kairos type of situation where it's already there in the spiritual realm, and we're waiting for it to manifest in the physical realm. So I think that's
gotta get past your fears. That whole scare money don't make money. You gotta get past your fears, man.
Yeah, and it's hardly ever what it looks like. Like you could be in a situation where you're physically broke, and say you wanted to go somewhere, there was an opportunity, but you decide not to go because you're broke. Well, sometimes I've had situations where I went when I was broke and I end up making money there. And had I stayed home because I'm physically broke, had I stayed home, I wouldn't have made the money that was already there waiting for me because I was basing my life off of what I see.
Showing up is a big part of it. Showing up is huge.
Steve Harvey
What'd you
said
say?
that. Steve Harvey
said what?
That.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about his life. He was talking about how, like, you know, he was broke in Florida. Broke.
He's sleeping in his car.
Trying to get to the or something like that.
He said he got a phone call, and he had a phone call that he needed to be in New York in 2 days to audition for the Apollo, to be the host for the Apollo. And he said, I don't know if I can make it. I ain't got no money to get there. Like, I ain't got nothing. And he said he didn't take that as his last. He couldn't accept that. So he said that it wasn't 2 days. It was like a week. He had to be there or something like that. He said he took a couple of gigs, got a couple dollars, and got it all together. And he's like, he got to New York and he ended up, that was the biggest break in his career that made him who he is.
Yeah.
You know what,
I feel like he even won a comedy competition. There happened to be one in the city or something that he went to, and he won it and he made the money. Like, so you can't just move off of what you see.
Right. But that's, I mean, but a lot of people don't want to can't and won't step out on faith because they don't see it. And with that broke man's mentality, it's like, oh, I have to take care of the here and now. I can't save my money because I have X, Y, and Z that I need to take care of. I know I'm guilty of that. Sometimes where I'm like, I could wait to buy it, but it's like, no, I'll just buy it now and I'll have it. And then I'll save my money, but then something else will come up. And then it's like, it's like a repeating cycle. And it's like, oh, okay, I could have got myself out of this situation. Or I didn't really need that. I wanted it and I kind of needed it, but I could have went without it. I could have went without it for a little bit longer, but I decided to go and take it anyways.
Yeah, so that's a discipline that, you know, to have, actually. It's a real thing.
Yeah, like I always bring everything back to my music career because, I mean, that's my that's my man and my child. But anyway, like I was I'm telling a couple people I know to like invest in their own equipment because they're struggling. They're depending on other people to come.
They're shipping control.
Yeah, like they're depending on other people to bring stuff and have equipment that works. And like the person doesn't want to do it because they have bills to pay. But I'm like, if you just put on that initial $20, they're gonna sit. It's a play as you pay. So once you pay that 20, you'll do your gig. Your quality of sound will be better. It's gonna open you up for more gigs. Then you can sell your equipment. You can rent your equipment. You can, like I said, you can become a DJ now. You can. It's gonna eventually open you up to
Saves you
more
money because you ain't gotta bring those people with you that have that equipment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if they can just get their mind, that focus off of these bills, because these bills gonna be here whether you buy this equipment or not.
Yep, those are the guns.
Right. So
I'm gonna make Sherelle love this movie. She gonna love Baby Boy.
I'm not gonna love it, but
Christmas.
I will be
Christmas.
mature enough to rewatch it now that I'm older. Because I was just watching it for all the hood stuff, and I was like, oh my God.
It's the wrong, looking at the wrong stuff.
Look, and sometimes the hood stuff is entertaining, but then after you watch it a million times, it keeps coming on BET. It's like, I'm over this movie.
I feel like Baby Boy is the perfect when you like the one thing that happens to Tyrese is he literally stop blaming people for his circumstances. Like he gets to a point where he's like, yo, my life is my responsibility. Like I have to make this shit happen.
So there was
which is why I like Omar Gooding's character being the friend who's still stuck in that mentality to play against him in that situation where he can see, you know what, I'm actually making growth away from that and towards where I need to be.
So there's a greater purpose here for that movie. All right, I'm gonna check it out.
All right, let's do that.
You do that.
I am sore, so I'm gonna lay down.
All right, let's do this. Let's wrap it up, man.
All right, we got B Mike. We got Alicia Page. We got Lauren Shields, aka Los.
It's Los with the most.
Holla.
Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. 30's Perspective. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, all that. All right. I'm trying to go ahead and push it as far as we can.
Do something good.
Right.
All right, y'all.